Magandang hapon po sa atin lahat. Again, sa Luzon, Visayas at Mindanao, sa ating pong mga kababayan, sa ating pong mga kapatid sa media, mga vloggers po at netizen. This afternoon po, allow me to brief you dun sa Monday report ng ating Pangulo at ng Executive Branch sa ating pong mga OFW, lalo po dun sa inyo na mga may problema sa employment ngayon and naghahanda na ang gobyerno sa pag-uwi nyo. Pinare-remind po ng DFA that to coordinate with the embassy sa inyong mga labat at sa inyong pong mga ambassador or consul general, at hindi po kayo pababayaan ng gobyerno ng ating Pangulong Duterte. May separate funding po talaga ang para sa OFW, hindi lang po sa DFA, kasama sa DOLE, SecBelio. Salamat sa mga taga-OWA at POEA sa teamwork na pinamamalas nyo po ngayon sa lahat, lalo po dun sa mga OFWs na umuwi ngayon at dumadaan po sa quarantine. I cannot thank enough po yung mga LGUs na nag-host at yung mga hotel po na pumayag na gamitin nga po ang mga hotel nila, no? So before we start po, no, aside from being Holy Week po, I'd like to remind us that when we go through life, may mga biblical principles talaga, no? And kahapon po nabanggit ko sa inyo yung sinasabing faith without action is dead, di ba? So going back to faith, tandaan niyo po nung naalala niyo po dun sa Christian living subjects natin dun po sa mga pumunta sa Catholic school, no? Di ba ang Panginoon nung pinako sa krus, dalawa ang katabi, pareho pong kriminal. Yung isa minamak siya, sabi sa kanya, kung Diyos ka, edi bumaba ka dyan, di ba? Yung isa naman sinabi sa kanya, please remember me when you are in paradise. At ano po sabi ng Panginoon Hesukristo doon sa katabi na nagsabing, please remember me, today you will be with me in paradise. So makikita po natin na pag ang tao ay literally in this situation nakapako sa krus, pero sabihin natin pagkapit sa patalim ang tao, there are two reactions to have more faith, and then the other one is to panic. And pag nagpanic ka, lalabas ang anger, lalabas ang fear, lalabas ang yung kaya niya minak I don't think na nangangalas ka siya for the sake na alaskahin niya yung katabi niya, kasi they're all on the verge of death, di ba? But ibig sabihin, he let his fear overtake him. Yun ang lumabas sa bibig niya instead of having faith, no? So let's take that in during this Holy Week, na no one's perfect. The government is not perfect, but every single agency from the barangay, city hall, municipal hall, the provincial government, all the way to the president, DSWD, DOLE, DA, DOTR, DBM, Department of Finance, no, DFA, everyone is DICT, no? Everyone is chipping in, everyone is adapting and gearing up, no? So in that context, we will survive, and our economy and our people will rise up together with the world kung ang ating pong faith we will put in action. And in case of doubt, kailangan natin mag-isip, sino po tayo? Tayo po ba yung nasa katabi ng Panginoon na nagsabing, sige, kung Diyos ka, bumaba ka na dyan? Or ikaw po ba yung nasa kabilang side na nagsasabing, remember me when you are in paradise, no? So I know maraming nagsasabing, remember me now, kasi maraming nangangailangan. Wala po sigurong tao right now na walang fear. Di ba ho? Kasi pag nakita nyo lang po sa telebisyon, katulad po sa Italy na tabi-tabi na, tapos nakita po natin kung gaano kakisig at gaano kapalaban ang leader ng United Kingdom or yung British Prime Minister. Tapos tinamaan, sinabi mild symptoms lang, kaya nag self-quarantine o nag-isolation. Then suddenly malalaman natin na sa ICU na. So, while praying for all these personalities and all people, especially countries hard hit like Spain and Italy, at alam nyo po, sa Spain, although may love-hate yung ating history, meron po talagang link tayo sa Spain and special place sa sa puso ng hari ng Spain. So let's also pray for them, no? But ang point ko po, paano hindi magkakaroon ng fear, ng doubt, ng anxiety, samantalang nakikita natin yung tinatawag na invisible na kalaban, no, ay nandyan. But you also have to look at the endeavors, efforts of everyone, yung bringing the best out of us, no? So I'll go back to that later on because in spite of all of the challenges, marami din po naman good news na lumalabas, no? So let's start with the report. Ito po ang kopya ko. Kopya po ng 300 na member of Congress na pinadala po sa atin. And it's 22 pages, no? Doon po sa inyo na gustong basahin, pwede nyo pong basahin. Doon po sa inyo na gustong malaman lang yung laman, ang Pangulo na mismo ang nagbasa nito sa address niya kahapon at binigyan niya po talaga ng kahalagaan tong report na to. So before I go to the report pala per se, let me explain to you why my report, no? This report is addressed to members of Congress, the Senate, because senators are voted at large and meron silang direktang linya sa atin mga kababayan by being elected at large. At yung mga kongresista naman po, ang party list sa kanilang mga sektor, ang mga distrito, we represent the people eh. So nung pinasa po natin ang batas, usual po na may oversight committee. But in this particular case, mabigat po yung trabaho ng oversight dahil medyo flexible yung batas. That's why last night, no, I think may isang oras, nag-conference po tayo, teleconference of course, with Executive Secretary Miguel Dia, Senator Bongo, Secretary Abisado, Secretary Dominguez, Secretary Bautista, no, and humabol si Secretary Cabsec Carlo, and maraming pinag-usapan. So sa amin po sa Congress, hindi lang po to papel, hindi lang po to mga words at numero, no? This is a dynamic, moving, real life effort to save lives, no? And mamaya kwento ko sa iyo yung aming napag-usapan at meeting, but before that I just wanna really thank Senator Bongo and Secretary Dominguez, lahat po ng kausap natin kagabi, especially Executive Secretary Miguel Dia, because you gave a lot of solutions sa mga pinag-uusapan now. I'm happy that I was able to voice yung concerns ng 300 congressmen, yung concerns po ng mga mayors na nagsusumbong sa kanila, at concerns ng mga barangay captains na nagsusumbong sa mayor nila. And later, that's our second topic, we will talk about the solutions offered by Senator Bongo, by Secretary Dominguez, and yung mga inapprove nung grupo kagabi. And I think today naman, no, meron din silang pag-uusap naman sa ating pong mga senador. So, ang kausap po ng ating kabinete ay lahat ng sektor, no? Business sector, kausap din po nila gobyerno, military, IATF, police, kausap po nila Congress, Senate and House, at kausap din po nila ang mga LGUs, no, through the different yung mga liga, no. And then of course may mga nag-open letter, binabasa po natin 'yan. And well taken po yung mga open letter, no. But I'd like to express also that some of the items inside the open letter, katulad kanina binabasa ko dun sa grupo ng mga businessmen talking about the supply chain, may ilan doon regarding the Bureau of Customs and BIR na ginagawa na, no. Or for example, yung ibang open letter ng LGUs about including the middle class. From day 1 po, from March 21 nung pinag-uusapan yung Bayanihan to Hilas 1, nasa isip na po ng economic team yon at sinabi na sa amin na magkakaroon ng second package to deal with micro, small, medium enterprises and the business community, and especially yung mga manggagawa nito. So yun po yung sinasabing 6.6 million Filipino families sa formal sector. as distinguished sa 18 million. Kaya lang nga, hindi masasabay-sabay lahat di ba? Bakit po? Aside from the extraordinary conditions, the reality din po talaga is that we have to look at how our economy will look like or how our economy will perform after COVID-19, di ba? So binabalanse po natin na hindi tayo ma-knock out ngayon at mapatay, pero ayaw din natin po na makakreate tayo ng sitwasyon na hindi tayo makabangon afterwards kasi mas maraming magugutom pagka nagkaroon tayo ng economic crisis, no? So I think isa sa pinaka-i-emphasize ko today at pinaka-importante, etong part po na to na sinabi ng ating Pangulo, ito po, no? Basahin ko po sa inyo. Aligned with National Action Plan, your government prioritizes the implementations of 1. Provide emergency assistance to all affected sectors. 2. Secure facilities and resources for the public health sector and frontliners. And 3. Establish fiscal and monetary actions that are responsive to the stakeholders. So yung buong report po, 22 pages, actually is summarized by these 3 priorities ng ating gobyerno. And let me give examples and show you how it's working for all of us, no? So dun sa number 1, provide emergency assistance to all sectors. Bumalik po tayo ulit bakit nagkaroon po ng community quarantine and then enhanced community quarantine. First of all, ayaw po kasi ng ating Pangulo at walang leader sa mundo ang may gusto na magkahawaan, especially very deadly itong virus na ito. That's why enhance sa Luzon, dahil landlocked po ang malaking bahagi po ng Luzon. And dito po ang international airport, so maraming cases na galing sa abroad dito po. But in Visayas and Mindanao, nagkakaroon din po ng pailan-ilang kaso, but especially Visayas, which are island provinces, no? Kumbaga parang maraming Singapore ang ating Visayas o maraming Hong Kong in terms of both size and economic activity, you know, not as rich as the 2 na binanggit ko, pero if you look at it that way, that's why iba-iba ang protection method natin sa mga ito, no? So we have to keep going back to that. Now, why did we have the enhanced community quarantine? 1 is para hindi kumalat, but 2 is also to give time to the medical professionals, to the health care facilities, and also to the LGUs to buy time to be able to prepare for all of this. So walang question po, wala kaming gustong magutom, wala po tayong gusto na negosyo na malugi at lalo po na mamatay or mag-fold up during this time. And there are packages being arranged. Kagabi lang kinonfirm ulit po ni Secretary Dominguez, and they said they're looking at an initial 35 billion for this, no? Bukod pa to sa 30 billion na through Senator Bongo ay inapprove ng Pangulo para 1-month era ng municipalities at cities. And I will tell you why they are actually solutions and hindi lang dagdag later on. So dun po sa provide emergency assistance to all sectors, ito po yung sinasabi ng Pangulo na may different programs sa DOLE, DFA, DSWD. Kung sasabihin nyo po, sir, medyo naguguluhan kami o kailangan i-clarify. Natural po yun because these are emergency and very instant programs. All around the world po, nagkakaproblema na to deliver it right away because we've never seen a problem this big, no, in modern times, yung pandemic that affects the whole world, no. But in the next few days po, ipapakita din po namin sa inyo per department ang mga programa para ma-assess din nyo po kung saan kayo babaksak at makahingi din kayo ng tulong. So, in short po, no, if we have 109 million Filipinos or 24.6 million families or households, no, we have a program for everyone. So sa 18 million yung nauna, pero may existing program sa 6.6 million through SSS, Pag-ibig, GSIS, sa DOLE meron din po. But having said that po, there will be gaps eh. There will be those who will fall sa gaps, di ba? Kung baga po, kahit anong ganda ng net mo, nagkakabutas po yan eh, no, na malalaki, na kailangan may pang-fill in tayo dun sa butas, no? So on the second, it says secure facilities and resources for health sectors and frontliners. So as I said, the LGUs and the enhanced community quarantine is giving time sa atin health facilities at even yung LGUs to beef up yung mga health facilities natin. Makikita nyo yung mga mega or alternative hospitals or whatever we call them, di ba, na ginagawa ngayon through Presidential Advisor Vince Dizon and DPWH Sec Mark Villar. Medyo mabilis po at malaking tulong to kasi yung LGUs may ginagawa din. So suporta po ito or tulong-tulong. So the third is establish sound fiscal and monetary actions that are responsive to all stakeholders. Ito po yung sinasabi natin na ano eh, 'di ba? You don't kung may hinahabol ko pang daga sa bahay, meron kang infestation problem, hindi mo susunugin yung buong bahay. O kaya kung may langaw sa mesa mo, hindi baril ang gagamitin mo at maraming tatamaan sa mesa mo. So we have to be very surgical, to use that word, no, in planning. And of course, prayer will come in here because so far ang tingin po ng economic team ng ating pong administration, if until end of May po ay medyo kainitan nung COVID-19, and of course yung extension nung enhanced community quarantine hanggang April 30 ay will be in good shape, no? But again, no one can predict gaano katagal to, kailan yung apex, kailan yung peak, 'di ba? But our scientists and medical professionals are doing models to help us, no, analyze and for policy actions, no? So ito pong tatlo na to is basically saying that we are all over. All of government is working for you. So if you look at the next few pages, for example, no, it will start with the 200 billion that is allotted sa DSWD para mabigyan yung 18 million Filipino families. And yung social amelioration program, 1 month, or yung na 100 billion na ibinigay na. Then may report na inuna nga yung mga may cash card katulad ng 4-piece. And then as you go on, it talks about DFA, DOLE, katulad nung binasa ko sa inyo last week, OWA. It goes on to talk about how the health sector, and I think this is another part. So before going to this health, I will explain muna yung mga positive na nangyayari, no? Kasi kung titingnan nyo po, no, siyempre po, pag kayo po ay may reklamo, tinatakbo nyo yan sa kapitan, tinatakbo nyo yan sa mayor, sa media, umaabot po sa amin at yung iba sa inyo, direkta po sa amin ang pagko-complain. So, nagko-complain din po kami, nagre-reklamo din. At kayo, minsan may reklamo din po kayo sa amin. That's part of our democracy, no? But if you look po, for example, no, dito po sa DSWD, no? You heard some complaints and we expressed some complaints also, lalo po dito sa NCR, dun po sa, for example po, sa food packs, no? But if you look po, no, during the first week, 67,000 plus 10,000 plus 963 or almost 80,000 po ang nagawa na food packs. Ngayon po, mahigit 190. So meaning, hindi lang po nila natumbasan kasi kung 80 plus 80, 160 lang, 190. So meaning po, the DSWD, like any other agency, they're run by people, may limitations din. They have to keep social distancing, they have to make sure safe ang food packs. Pero makikita nyo po, nagra-ramp up ang production. So this week, they produced more than 30,000 more than last week, no? And as we go deeper into the enhanced community quarantine, if you look at DOLE po, halimbawa, no? ganun din po, mas marami pong na dumagdag po ang nabigyan na workers na nangangailangan. So I know lahat po ng hindi pa nakakatanggap or wala man lang pong form, iniisip nyo ba kasali ba kami? But Senator Bongo made it very clear that when he was talking to the President, ang sabi lang ng Presidente, hayaan nyo, bigyan nyo kami ng chance sa first wave para umabot sa pinakanangangailangan. But definitely, even sa first wave, sa second wave, lahat ng dapat matulungan ay dapat makatanggap. But remember, there's different packages for different sectors. So iba po yung package sa micro, small, and medium entrepreneurs and sa kanilang mga workers. Iba po yung package sa poorest of the poor. So dun sa 18 million na Filipino families po na kasama sa informal sector, dyan yung 5 to 8,000 pesos for 2 months, no? But there are other programs sa gobyerno like sa DOLE, sa DA, sa DOTR, no, na ginagawa na. So the second part yung sa health lang, no, na I wanted to focus on. Makikita nyo po dito yung package ng PhilHealth, no? So nakalagay diyan, pursuant to section 4A and E of RA 1149, the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation, PhilHealth, has approved the benefit packages for spectrum of care COVID-19 to cover treatment of all patients with COVID-19 from February 1, 2020 to April 14, particularly those identified as follows, no? So makikita nyo po, so sa testing po, all components covered, 8,001. If test kits are donated, 5,000. PRC testing unbundled, 2,710. So next, makikita nyo, community isolation, ayan po, 22,000 with LGU overhead. Pneumonia, moderate pneumonia, no? So yan po, may mga packages sila, no? And then may pera din po na turnover ang PCSO to fund all of this. So may individual spokesman, may Facebook accounts, may website po itong iba't ibang mga binabanggit ko. So if you want more details, please look at that, no? And of course may national hotlines. Isa po na re-recommend namin sa DSWD na kino-consider nila. Today lang po, 3 beses namin nakuusap po yung USEC in charge at kahapon naman si Sec Rolly po mismo. We are recommending that yung hotlines will be regional. Wag nating kalimutan na iba ang sitwasyon sa Basulta, iba sitwasyon sa Zamboanga, iba sitwasyon sa Jensan, sa Davao, sa Bohol, sa Iloilo, sa Bacolod, sa Cebu, iba ang sitwasyon sa Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, sa Calabarzon, sa Greater Metro Manila, no, sa Bicol. So it would be good kung regional yung ating hotline kasi mas akma ang magiging response at saka advice, no. Kaya kung makikita nyo po yung maraming katanungan tungkol sa social amelioration card o yung form is mostly in Region 3, NCR, and 4A because dito po from 54 to 64% ang calculation ng families belonging to the 18 million Filipino families. Samantalang as you go outside Greater Metro Manila, it goes to 78 to 90% kasi mas marami doon ang poor under yung qualification sa ating gobyerno. So doon po sa mga media na nagtatanong, eto direktang tanong, direktang sagot. Are you satisfied with the report? Yes po, we're very satisfied with the report. Anong comment nyo about the report? It's very comprehensive. And if you listen to the President or read it and you agree with me, good. If you don't agree with me, siguro po ang isa namin kasing basis, yung araw-araw namin na nakikipag-usap sa mga departamento and yung pagtutulungan namin to make some of the guidelines, no? So again, I'll give you an example, no? Under the first guidelines, the forms will be filled up first at ibibigay muna yung requirements ng LGU bago i-download. Pero pumayag kagad ang DSWD, balik na rin i-download. Then we discovered a problem which is that pagka may unliquidated pa yung mga LGUs at marami pong LGUs ang may unliquidated pa, hindi pwede under COA rules ibigay. That's why we're very thankful that through the work of USEC Amy, Deputy Speaker El Rey Villafuerte, and Chairman Mike Aguinaldo ng COA, nagkaroon ng solusyon ito at they took into consideration na emergency situation, pinayagan to i-download. So isa po na we're working on now and we're seeing po kung ano ang opinion ng COA given this is an emergency situation, kung pwedeng hindi payroll yung iba pong gagawin na liquidation, kung hindi picture at bahay-bahay. Of course, complete pa rin yung documentation from the barangay level, no? Because yung kung napanood nyo po kanina, ginagaya po namin dito yung best practices, nakita po namin sa ibang munisipyo na ang ginawa po nila ay their chairs in front of the houses, may pangalan, dun na lang iniiwan, no? So we want to institute best practices because, again, we're balancing yung harm na gagawin nung COVID-19 versus yung harm na hindi makapagtrabaho ang tao, yung pong lockdown o yung pong enhanced community quarantine. So we don't want you to be harmed by any way. That's why cash po ang gusto namin bigay kasi kayo mas nakakaalam kung toiletries, kung pagkain, gamot, all of the above ang inyong kailangan, no? Okay. So again, if you go through the report, no, it talks about the sugar regulatory administration looking into the supply ng sugar, DTI making sure na walang overpricing, DTI with NBI investigating, arresting doon po sa mga profiteering or tinataas ang presyo unreasonably para kumita during this time of crisis. It talks about the Bureau of Customs and Philippine Coast Guard, not only in yung Bureau of Customs kung paano nila napapadali yung mga donations na makalabas kaagad kasi tax-free na yan pag medical equipment, but also talks about how they're working with the Coast Guard. For example, they raided 3 shops in Santa Cruz, Manila suspected of selling smuggled PPEs. Hindi lang kasi pag smuggle nyo po ngayon, walang dahilan kung ito'y authentic dahil po tax-free naman po yung medical supplies, lalo kung donation. Ngayon, ibebenta to, tapos smuggled, hindi nyo alam kung up to standards ito, so baka akala ng mga gumagamit na kabili, they're protected, yun pala substandard sila, lalo po silang mahahawaan, no? So, DTI talks about yung mga loans, Land Bank, how they're helping, how they have an emergency line. It's quite comprehensive nga po, no? The ICT, Civil Aviation Authority, talks about water and energy, how the DOE and those in charge of our water are making sure na yung supply ay maganda. Assistance to LGUs. Siguro I'll shift between my number 2 topic, which is yung update po sa social amelioration, yung solutions, and eto po, no? So sa page 10 it talks about assistance to LGUs, no? So 30 billion pesos inapprove po ng well, iba-ibang page po to, no? Pero in-announce din po ng ating Pangulo that inapprove niya po, and this was a suggestion of Senator Bongo, who's always in touch po with myself for Congress and then with yung iba't ibang leagues from the barangay, the municipality, city, provincial leagues, yung ULAP, na maganda kasi ito naging reasoning ng LGU Kami frontliners, kami humaharap sa tao, so kung may quota system sa ibang mga lugar at hindi problema po yung quota pag sobra ha. So ibig sabihin po, kung ang bibigyan mo dapat ay 70% ng iyong population, ang nabigyan mo 80, wala pong aangal doon. Pero kung halimbawa po 65% ang dapat bigyan dahil kasama to sa 18 million, pero ang nabigyan lang ay 54 o 60%, of course the quota system becomes an injustice in our eyes, no? So what's the quickest way to do that without over-promising or para hindi naman po umasa, especially because mahirap po kunin ng impormasyon at the grassroots, is to give all cities and municipalities 1 month IRA. Para ito ay one way po na bigyan ng solusyon. The other way po na agad po inapprove ni Sec. Rolly at sinabi nga nung economic team na very good idea, bringing up po kasi ni Sec. Carlo na may grievance mechanism. So we suggested po that we call it the appeal system, and kanina lang po I was talking to the USEC assigned by Secretary Bautista. So ang mangyayari po, the LGUs from the barangay to the city, province can have an appeal system. So kung halimbawa sa isang barangay ang binigyan 3,000, pero 6,000 ang kanilang kabarangay, and at tingin nila ang papasok dun sa 18 million families ay 3,500. So yung 500 pwede nila pala. No? So I'm just echoing yung announcement ni Sec Carlo, who we agreed last night siya mag-announce, and this morning nagkaroon na po siya ng briefing. But yung details po niyan, DSWD mag-announce, and we're just suggesting that they have a certain form or mechanism para madali po, and if pwede makiusap ulit sa mayors, municipalities, and sa provinces. Kayo po mag-collate at kayo po ang sa mga barangay, kasi ilan pong tens of thousands po ang ating barangays. So kung lahat po yan ay magko-communicate directly sa field office, regional office, yung magnitude of work, di ba? Pero kung yung isang city, let's say dito sa Taguig, we have 28 barangays, pero napakaraming barangay, let's say sa Quezon City, Caloocan, at lalo sa Manila po, they have hundreds of barangays. It would be difficult for the field offices and for the CSWD or MSWD, PSWD, or the regional directors to do this, no? So those are two instances po na with brainstorming in one phone call, nagkakaroon ng ng sagot kaagad, no? So of course po, hindi lang one phone call yung kay Senator Bongo sa lahat ng kanyang kinonsulta, and he had to consult the economic team and DBM, Sec Abisado, before he recommended this to the President, because madaling mag-recommend. Today, ngayon, habang kausap kayo, pwedeng sabihin, eto dapat bigyan, eto dapat bigyan, eto dapat bigyan. Yes, pero saan kukunin ang pera? 'Di ba? That's why we're being cautious po in explaining sinong mga sektor ano makukuha at saan makukuha. But remember, these are agreements between Congress and the executive when we pass the law, and sila po mismo nagsabi na kailangan may strong oversight, because alam po nila that the congressmen, governors, mayors, mga provincial board members, councilors, kapitans, kagawads are on the ground, no? Okay, so quarantine facilities, nabanggit ko na kanina. Isa pang good news po, yung assistance to health workers. So let me read this side po. In line with Section 4D of RA 11469, I recently signed, meaning the President, not because it's his personal report, I recently signed Administrative Order AO 28 Series of 2020, which authorizes the grant of a one-time special risk allowance to public health workers for the duration of the enhanced community quarantine. This grant covers PHWs in the national government, government-owned and controlled corporations, and LGUs, including those under contract of service, job order workers, and barangay health workers, regardless of the nature of their engagement, who are assigned to hospital and healthcare facilities. So good news po to, there's a separate AO. Siguro I'll show you the AO in the coming days para makikita nyo rin yung mga amount dito, no? Ito po yung sinasabi ng DOH nung nag-sorry po sila dun sa website, yung sinasabi po nila 500 pesos. Hindi lang po yun talaga, no? They were just reporting as a matter of fact. It was a communication problem. But the government is trying to be as sensitive as it can. Malinaw naman yung utos ng Pangulo na yung lahat ng kayanin talaga, no? So, hindi ko po isa-isain yung part ng report kasi katulad last week, it's update po ng iba't ibang sektor. So, sa businessmen po natin, yung from page 16 to 22, yung to establish a sound fiscal and monetary action that are responsive to needs of all stakeholders. Very important po ito because it talks not only about BIR clarifying the stated relief for loans, yung what is not subject to documentary stamp, etc. But it also talks about, how the economy fits together, how, the 30-day grace period to loans, credit cards, pawn shops, without incurring interest and penalties with work, how it's being coordinated through the BSP, and also where the money is coming from, no? Makikita nyo po, let me show you po para at least po dun sa mga nag-aaral nung budget, makikita nyo po, no? So for example po, ayan no, sa 2020 GAA, ito po ang kukunin through personal services, ito po through MOE or maintenance and operating expenditure. Saan po ang manggagaling sa capital outlay? Ayan po, at tapos sa 2019 continuing appropriations, no? So 189 billion po ang SINORS, no? Pwera pa po 'yan sa government-owned and controlled corporations, no? So GOCC's kasama report, no? So again, no, before I end, let me address yung mga nag-open letter. Continue doing it because hindi lang ang Pangulo, yung Kabinete, Kongreso, mga senador binabasa ito. We pass it around in our Viber and WhatsApp groups and we seek to address it, no? With the caveat lang that some of the suggestions actually have already been discussed from the start and will be rolled out as it goes, no? Let me check lang my cellphone kung may additional questions, no? Let me remind yung mga ilaw ng tahanan, yung mga nanay. I know you are the most concerned pagdating sa inyong mga anak, lalo kung may maliliit na anak. You're concerned about your husband and loved ones going out at wag mahawa if they have to work. Tandaan nyo po, kaya nga tinawag na Tatay Digong ang ating Pangulo because he's very fatherly. He really empathizes and understands, no? So, sa mga kaibigan natin sa LGU, we know that yung first wave napakahirap and kahit anong dami ng food packs na ilabas ay kulang. But of course, totoo po yung sinasabi ng mga nanay na each family is different at may special needs talaga. Depende yan kung kasama mo si lolo at lola sa bahay. Yung iba, kasama po both sides, yung biyanan on both sides. Yung iba po may PWD, yung iba po may single parent, yung iba po ay may mga special needs, no? So it's very important po na yung mga ilaw ng tahanan are updated. In fact, napansin ko po na mas maraming naka-tune in sa radyo, sa TV, and even sa Facebook, sa mga nanay at mga middle-aged na mga kababaihan, kasi sila po talaga ang, di ba, kahit sabi mo yung iba nagtatrabaho, yung iba naman binibigay ng asawa yung sweldo, but sila nagbabudget how much for medicine, how much for the bills, how much for food, at sila din ang minsan po yung lalaki ang pumupunta sa grocery, pero ang nagsusulat kung ano bibilin yung mga nanay po talaga, no? So banggitin ko daw po, tama po to, no? Mga musicians po natin, although may mga sikat po na mga celebrities from sports, from the movie and TV industry and performing arts, no? Marami po tayong mga musicians na sila po, pagka hindi po tumugtog, wala po silang kita. And since sarado po ang mga resto bars, wala pong mga concert, mini concerts, wala pong mga, ngayon pong April, May ay dapat kainitan ng mga piyesta. Diyan po ang marami pong hinahire, no? So, kung may nakikinig na ibang groups aside from Brian Yamsuan, ang ating Deputy Secgen na isa din pong band member nung bata siya. Bata ka pa rin naman, pre, pero nung mas bata ka. So, please form a group. Jimmy Bondok ng Sabado Boys, pinabot sa akin ni Ren na concerned at medyo nag-aalala ka na sa marami pong nating mga musikero na walang kita at this time. So, kayo na po mag-remind sa amin kung how we can help at how to put up these organized groups. We can of course help by raising money and then sending it to you. But napaka-importante po yung distribution, kayo mismo, kayo nakakakilala sa nangangailangan. And then, Doc Willie Ong, na-postpone yung ating pagkwekwentuhan at we are hungry for your advice and for your knowledge. So as you know, till yesterday, hindi pa ako pwedeng lumabas. And I really want to be able to continue our friendship and communication. Thank you sa lahat ng broadcast mo. And if I may give you a call and get some advice, and then siguro we can set up something, whether here sa Taguig or sa Congress, para po we can listen to your expertise at maitulay ko rin po sa gobyerno. Lalo po doon sa, alam ko naman po may git 10 milyon po ang nakikinig sa inyo at saka sa inyong Facebook. So mostly siguro mga kilala ko, pati yung ibang government officials already tuning into you. But I guess there's also benefit that ang house media po ay marinig kayo directly. So ulit sa lahat po ng tumutulong sa vloggers po na last week po pinayagan ako na mag-live din, yung live ko i-broadcast nyo. Kaya we reached almost 5 million people. Thank you po, no? And I will tell you pag medyo mas importante yung mga announcements rather than our daily briefings and kwentuhan natin. So God bless you po. Don't forget, Holy Week. At sa mga kapatid natin Muslim, very special din tong period going into the Ramadan. Sa ating mga kapatid na Hudyo na going into Passover, let's pray for each other. Let's ask God to heal our land. Let's ask for forgiveness. And let's pray for those who are struggling, no? Especially those who are on respirators. So, lastly po, itong tanong about yung health sector. Sister ko po and si Doc Willie Ong and yung iba nating kaibigan ay mas eksperto doon. So I want to get them I'll just ask the questions but I'd rather they talk on it. But I know for a fact that Senator Pia, my sister, has been coordinating directly with DOH and then with Sec Galvez about PPEs. And really, I think yung sourcing it right now, but also I think ang iba natin health experts, they want DOH to show ano ba computation nila sa needs. Diba? Kasi even if we buy 1 million, kung ang kailangan 10 million o 30 million, it doesn't give them comfort. To the public, pag sinabi mo we're buying 1 million, it gives them comfort, but 3 or 4 days later, sasabihin kulang dito, kulang dyan. Syempre, nawawala po yung peace of mind and heart, lalo po dun sa mga kamag-anak ng ating frontliners, no? So we will be addressing that in the next few days, but just because we don't talk about it, it doesn't mean po we don't have very capable people talking about it. Even po yung economic team, no, sa IATF, and even po si Sec Anyo. Sec Anyo is the best example po, no? He's been in the front line, he's been working hard, meeting everyone, at tinamaan din po siya. So he knows how important it is na magkaroon po ng personal protective equipment, and we're praying for him. So let's all pray din po na the Lord gives a supernatural protective equipment sa lahat ng frontliners po natin at itaas yung kanilang immunity. So magandang hapon po sa inyo. Enjoy po the rest of the day. Don't forget po, yung iba natin pinagpe-pray na special blessings like being with family. Now we're with them every day. So enjoy every moment po. God bless you po. I'm talking about those, of course, that are healthy, that nasa bahay nila, na medyo naiinip na. But it's such a blessing to be healthy and be with them. So while we're praying for those who are sick and those who are forced to go out to work, let's enjoy our family members. So God bless you po and see you soon.